Oh,
sorry.
all right. Welcome to another episode of BCS Sports Show with BCS. That's us. Our initials, at least.
The full crew.
The full BCS. Yeah. Not this.
Just the
not
not
2/3.
not just the Bryce and not just the Spects and CJ.
Yeah. Not the CS part of it.
C and the S. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you should call them? The midweek show, the CS Sports Show.
We could.
CS Sports Chat.
Yeah. CS Sports Chat. I like that. That's not bad. If we ever need to brand it into a separate thing for whatever reason, that's not a bad way to go.
Sports Chat. The CS Sports Chat.
All right. Well, where do you guys want to start? You want to start with your new owner, your new lord of the Lakers?
Yeah. Moneybags McGee.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I'll start it off. For the record, when it comes to the Buss family, in terms of sort of like the money in, money out situation, they are one of the poorest in the league.
Yeah.
Because it basically, as somebody explained during COVID, it's basically a small family business, essentially, on a bigger level.
Small.
In terms of they don't really have the equity and the influx that other owners have. So realistically, this makes sense strictly in the way of it gives them way more wiggle room. So I think it just gives you, I mean, one, it's a cap league, so it doesn't matter necessarily, but
for player salaries, no.
But having that ability
things.
to having more room to as someone put it when they were talking about teams that paid their employees during COVID, the Lakers didn't because they couldn't, because they had nothing coming in.
Right. And
so stuff like that, I think it's going to help more. It'll give more to these bigger things. Now I don't think they do necessarily a bad job at the scouting and stuff. But putting more money into the external things is huge. And plus, Jeannie Buss is still staying on. It's not like the Buss family's going away. It's just now they're
theoretically staying on.
Huh?
She's theoretically staying on. But we saw this.
She was.
Well, we saw this a year ago with Mark Cuban.
The governor,
yeah. Mark Cuban got kicked out, even though he said he'd stay on for basketball stuff, and within 6 months he was out completely. So
I mean, I don't know.
This is going to be the same situation.
I mean, she could if she just wanted to separate herself from it. And to be fair, I wouldn't blame her if she were to be I kind of want to walk away from it. I want to just move on. I wouldn't blame her.
Oh, I don't think she walks away from it. She gets booted.
I don't think she's gonna get booted.
I think she will, because Mark Cuban did the exact same thing. He got booted.
The only reason I don't think she gets booted is
I think with Cuban there was a bit of a mutual parting, though.
Yeah,
I know
that the owners were probably pushing him out anyways.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think the stuff that they were doing from the top down, he was just kind of I don't see eye to eye with you guys on this anymore. If you guys are going to control this and not really put in any of my input, might as well.
Right.
And I think that was their idea, was well, if you want to get on board with what we're doing, then yeah, we'll keep you around, I guess, because it's good for looks, but
yeah. And when I say booted, that's what I mean. It's not, hey, we lock them out and throw away the key. It's more of, hey, we're just going to scale back your role until you want to quit. It's like that soft firing type of thing.
I don't see that, and the only reason I don't see that is because of how the Buss family is looked upon in LA, especially in LA, they're royalty.
Right.
If this new owner were to come in and slowly push out Jeannie, that would be it. It would not go over well.
Do you think people really care though? Especially if the Lakers are winning?
About the Lakers in LA, yes.
But about the owner,
100%.
Really? Because I like every team I've ever
100%.
rooted for or
100.
been around, I'm like, no one could give
Because
two shits about who the owner is unless they're bad, right?
because the only, and I don't know, maybe I think Bryce will understand when I say this. When it comes to like sports in LA, it's a basketball town first, and then when the Dodgers are good, they care about baseball, and it's a football town now because of the Rams. But the Lakers have always been like number one.
Right, yeah.
And when it comes to like the Lakers being bad, being good, when they were bad, a lot of it was thrown on to Jim. Was thrown on to Jim. And when Jeannie took over like she should have from the beginning, everyone was happy because everyone knew Jeannie, everyone knew that she understood basketball. If Jeannie were to be pushed out, I think a lot of fans would resent the new owner for that. Would resent them for that. Just because like the Buss family is closest thing to royalty out here.
I think it would partially. I do agree with that, but I do think it would partially depend on what are you replacing Jeannie with, because the thing I think that people liked about Jeannie, so like the thing that people hated about Jim was he was way too involved, had way too many ideas of how he thought he should run things and how things were going to be underneath his oversight. And like they were just bad ideas. They were it was the wrong approach. The thing that Jeannie did well was she got out of the way, honestly, for the most part. She handled a bit more of the business side of things, but like when it came to the basketball decisions, she handed over the decisions to for that little while Magic Johnson and
I forgot he was the GM at one point.
Yeah, and then Rob Pelinka, and like allowed them to make the decisions. And then I think she honestly after a little while realized Magic's a great draw for certain things, but was not a great GM as far as like building a team. And she could see that Pelinka, at least. I personally don't love Pelinka completely. Like I'm not a Pelinka like he's the best thing ever, but I think for the most part he knows what he's doing. He's to be fair to him, he's had to balance, LeBron and like, balancing the needs of like what the players want versus what he wants to build.
Right. And he is a former agent too, which helps in that GM role, right? So
and so, but yeah. So anyways, so as for like if she was to leave or be forced out, it would partially depend on like, well, what do you have to replace her? Do you have a Jerry West type? Because like for me, I don't know. Looking back at Jerry Buss, I don't think he was the reason that the Lakers were good all these years. It was because we had Jerry West for so many years.
Yeah, he brought in guys that knew what they were doing.
Shooting guys where, and Jerry West orchestrated like Kobe and Shaq, and like the heydays of the Lakers were partially due to, and then even like people. And then even if you give like Jerry and who was the Kupchak? Was Kupchak the GM
Kupchak,
for the 09-10 championships?
Yeah, that was Kupchak. He's still around, right? Isn't he with like Charlotte?
I don't know. That's
something like that. Mitch Kupchak? I don't know.
He is with Charlotte. You're right. He's an advisor.
Wow, that was quite a pull, Spects.
Yeah, that was a damn good pull.
I'm impressed by that one. I will give you 100% credit on that one. No, I mean, I had no idea. Like after Kupchak left, I was like, "Cool, whatever. Kupchak's gone. Like, good." Because by that point, like Kupchak was good at one point, but like I think he kind of lost.
He didn't trade Kobe, so that was his best move.
But like even if you could give Kupchak some credit for some of the stuff he did. But like I think the thing you can give him credit for is somehow convincing Memphis to trade Pau Gasol for basically a bag of chips. And like that was good. Like that was a good move, and he made sure to re-sign Lamar. But there was a lot of stuff that was still left over from the Jerry West era that he just kind of added on top of, and that's why they won those 2 extra championships in 09 and 2010. And it's like, and so like I look back on Jerry Buss's tenure and I'm like, they had no shortage of love for the Lakers for what like the tradition of being a Lakers fan or what the team means. But I'm excited because the guy, I forget his Mark Williams. What's the guy's name?
Owner.
Yeah, the Lakers' new owner. I'm forgetting his last name.
Yeah, it's the Dodgers guy.
Yeah, it's the Dodgers owner. Yeah.
Mark Walter.
Walter, yeah.
Not that far off with Williams. So
no, you weren't. Yeah. Mark Williams is the center you couldn't get.
He is a good example. Like in his baseball stuff, he has done a good job of just saying, "I'll sign the paychecks and put the right baseball people in the front office." Obviously, he's the good thing in baseball is the money is like basically not an object in baseball, and so he's just like, I'll sign whatever I want to sign. And
right. Yeah. Well, the thing is though, and
all the money to win all these championships, and so like that'll be a little harder in the NBA, but at least I can trust that Walter will just put the dudes in the front office who he sees are the best basketball minds to say, yeah, all right, I'll sign the checks, you guys go out and make the decisions. Because like one of the things Spects and I can tell you that we hate about our Angels fandom is Arte Moreno doesn't just sign the checks. Yeah. He wants to be involved in a lot of the decisions, and it gets old.
Yeah, and it's never good when an owner wants to get involved like that. But the biggest thing for the Lakers is, you're right, NBA, the salaries are kind of fixed. The salary cap, you can go, but with this guy, he will actually, seems like, pay for like that auxiliary stuff where there isn't a cap, like an analytics department, which I guess the Lakers don't have. Things like that. And not only that, but he's probably willing to go into the tax multiple years, more so than most other owners would. So if your team gets really expensive multiple years in a row, he's not going to blow it up for money reasons. At least if we look at what he's done with the Dodgers, like he doesn't care. So
he can't defer as much of the cash.
No, he can't defer the cash. You're right, but
he isn't not paying the $70 million a year for Shohei. He's putting it in a
trust account. Or escrow, something like that.
There's like an account that he does have to put the money into, so it's not like it's really saving him money. It's just a way to beat the salary system in the MLB,
right?
So.
But even so, like he's gonna pay the tax. So Luke is good.
I mean, and then that was gonna be the other thing I said. I think, I do think in the '90s and in the '80s and '90s, the bus approach to the Lakers of tradition and come be part of this top two team in the NBA between the Lakers and the Celtics. Like that was all they had to do to sell to Shaq was, hey, come be the next Kareem for the Lakers, sort of thing. Come be the next, Wilt for the Lakers, however you want to like phrase that. And like for years they could sell that to these guys who saw the tradition and were sold by that. I think the players in the NBA today, even if you were to sell them on like LeBron, they just aren't as sold on these tradition. It's more, what are you going to give me? And it's like, so the the thing is I think up to this point, the Lakers could go into any negotiation and say, outside of the team that has like the rights to go over the like to give you the biggest supermax you can get or whatever, we can offer you as much as any other team in the NBA, right? Like we can sign the checks. Like up to this point, I think that's what they've been able to do. I don't think they've been lowballing because wanting to save money. But as you guys have been saying, I think with these auxiliary things, these analytics departments, I think like even like training facilities and
that's a big one.
Just facilities in general. I think I wouldn't be surprised in a few years to hear the I will refuse to call it the Crypto.com arena, the Staples Center. I wouldn't be surprised to hear the Staples Center, getting like some, like getting like a touch up or maybe some sort of in depth like something, because he's gonna invest in drawing these players in with what can he give them that like other teams can't. Like, yeah, they can all offer the same contract values, but what are we going to give you as a value as an organization? And it does seem like Walter will put that money forward. So I'm excited. I think it's a good thing. I think what the Buzz family did for the Lakers was amazing, and that shows in the fact that they're getting like they bought. I remember I looked this up, but they bought the team for like not that much in the whenever. How much did Jerry West?
Disgustingly low amount of money, I would bet.
Jerry West buy the Lakers for, let's see, $67.5 million in 1979. Which like let's just give that what is 67.5 million in 1979 worth today? Let's see, $2 billion, or almost $3 billion. It looks like no.
No, I think that's almost $3 billion.
This gave me the wrong thing.
Yeah, but just move a decimal.
6750000. It's you're right. But yeah, 298 million. So basically, he bought it for, if you were to give it in today's money, he bought it for just under $300 million.
Yeah,
and sold. They just sold it for a valuation. Obviously, I think because they're keeping like 15%, I think is what I saw. Something like that, some number like that. They're keeping like a partial stake in the Lakers. But they're going to be like, one of the top, they'll probably be one of the top minority owners. You're muted, Spects, by the way. I don't know if you're talking to someone, but
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, okay, good. I was just making sure. But it was like that value has jumped, and like it's because the Bus family did care for the Lakers all those years. So what they did was great, but I think it was a good time. Like it came out of it feels like it came out of nowhere, but like the more I thought about it, the more I was like, hey, it feels like a good time as ever, like as good of a time to make that choice as ever. And now Spects has turned off his camera. He doesn't want us to.
Because I'm talking, I don't want you. Do you want me to have my mouth move and not talking to you?
Well, I was just making sure you weren't talking to us, man. You don't like setting apart time for
no.
We're the dweebs that you have to talk to.
No, it's fine. I set to like talk across it, so I don't want to be like, is he talking to us? And I'm just the distraction, so I have to go incognito.
But I agree. This is a good move for the Lakers. Outside of the slightly questionable things of how that $10 billion was raised, but besides that, that's a whole other thing.
That's outside the scope of being the Lakers. That's more the scope of Mark Walter, but
100%, yeah. But I mean, yeah, in terms of actual basketball stuff, this is definitely a good move for the Lakers, and I'm a little bit jealous. So
I mean, and I have to imagine that Walter has already sat down with Luka and has said, "Here's my vision for what I want to do with the team," and that's part of what's going on. Is my guess is he also had to sell the Bus family on, here's my vision, here's what I'm going to sell to Luka to make him the next Lakers star for the next 10 years or whatever.
Probably
years, or however long Luka has left his career. I will say this, and this probably wouldn't be super popular with the Bus family, but I think the thing that I'm looking forward to the most, that was, I think, a weakness of the Bus family, is they were too like, well, this player has been our star. They paid Kobe in his final years like he was a superstar.
Yeah.
He just wasn't anymore.
Yeah.
They weren't as concerned with putting a winning product on the court as they were showing like respect and this and that. And I think Mark Walter will have a more of a culture of we're in this to win it. Like, yes, he'll definitely treat Luka, as long as Luka's productive, he will treat Luka with nothing but like adoration. Mm-hmm. But the moment Luka stops being productive, he'll trade him away for picks, sort of thing.
1,000%. Yeah. No,
I think that's a good approach to have on the sports team. As much as it sometimes sucks as like a Lakers fan, like if we had traded away Kobe in 2012 or 2013, whatever year, like it looked pretty obvious that we weren't gonna get these all-stars.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been crushed to not have Kobe be a lifetime Laker, and it's cool that he was. But at the same time, like, could the Lakers have done some other moves to be more competitive around that time? Probably.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that, and so I like the idea that maybe this this ownership will be better about caring about just having a winning product on the court being the above all thing, because that's what you want when you're a fan of a sports team. Is you don't want them invested in all these other ideals. Like, maybe make those secondary ideals, but you want your main ideal as a fan of a professional sports team to be winning and winning right now. Yep. Because we've all sat through some down years with all of our teams, like Spects and I with the Angels right now, and it sucks to watch a team that's like just not putting a good product out there.
You're telling me.
Your college football team up until last year was kind of trash for a while.
It was bad for 25 years.
Pretty bad for a few years.
Yeah, the Broncos were bad for 10 years, which that one was weird because we went 30 years of being amazing. But yeah, no, you're right. It sucks when they put bad.
I get it,
products
and I
on the
mean,
field.
like. And that's the thing, like being a Lakers fan, is you pointed out like a few weeks ago, like a month or two ago, I was like, well, I had to sit through all those years of the Lakers being trash and garbage. And you were like, yeah, but you're winning in a championship every decade.
Yeah, so whatever, man.
You're like the moment Jokic leaves, who knows what the
our homies in Detroit and Cleveland have like one every lifetime, so yeah,
that's true.
So that's what I always think about. Yeah,
that's why even though I hated LeBron, I was so happy when Cleveland got that championship, because I was like, okay, because I've lived in that part of Ohio before, so it's like I was like, yeah, they deserve, after all that misery, to have at least one of their teams accomplish everything. So.
And that's why I can't complain too much. I have been around for 7 championships between my teams, so I'm like, you know what, it's fine. If we're bad for a couple years, it's okay.
Should I count? Like,
yeah, yours is probably more than mine. Hey, I got 3 Avs, 3 Broncos, and the Nuggets. Let's go.
I got 6 just with the Lakers.
Yeah.
1 with the Angels. 1 with the Ducks. I think just 1.
You might have 2 with the Ducks.
One, yeah.
Is it just 1?
107.
1 with the Rams. So
I guess the Rams count, huh?
So I've got like 9 or something like that. So
well, ours
in
is
range.
Well, I guess I have more on a per population basis, so that's good.
Although Spects is still probably sitting over here like, you were a Chargers fan most of your life.
Yeah, the Chargers ain't winning shit. All right,
I got nothing.
All right.
I switched when LA got their teams. I said I will root for the Rams, and I'll still kind of like half root for the Chargers, but.
All right. Well, I guess talking about championships. Quick preview of Game 7 NBA Finals tomorrow at was it 8 Eastern? So
let's go Pacers.
Yeah, Pacers.
I'm rooting for the Pacers. I think that's a speaking of a team like Cleveland or Detroit, that's Indiana, another one where that state doesn't get much.
Hey, they got the Colts once.
Twice.
Was it twice?
Yeah, twice. Oh, okay. Twice. Once in like the early 2000s, right? And then once in like 2008.
Well, they won in 08, and then they won in like the 80s, I think.
Oh, the 80s. Right. Okay, I was like, wait, Peyton Manning only has 2, and one of them was with us. Right. Okay,
we should have 3, but we don't count that.
They're filthy assholes. Yeah, that's right.
Who've onside kick to start a game like a bunch of assholes.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys are the Pacers. I will be the go against the grain. I'm gonna take the Thunder. Or I want the Thunder to win. I am still going for the next year. If they win this championship, they will not win next year and give the Nuggets and Lakers a chance.
You just want to save the graphic.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's the whole joke where if it's a sweep, the other team wins.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I want the Pacers to win, but like from a future like benefit, I would like the Thunder to win because it's very hard to repeat. So that's my reasoning. I hate the Thunder.
I mean,
that is my reasoning.
I've rooted for a team that has repeated twice in my lifetime. So
right, but it's also been a while since the team repeated. You know, like and the repeat teams they always get hit harder the next season.
Well, I mean, weren't the Panthers this year for the NHL? Weren't they the first team to repeat since the Lakers in 2010? Like the first professional.
No, the Warriors did some repeating.
The Warriors
and the
Warriors
Chiefs
did have the two.
And the Chiefs definitely did.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You're right. You know what? You're right. No, the Lakers were the last. I think the Lakers were the last team to three-peat is what I'm remembering. That was the graphic.
That one is right. Yes. Yeah, because it's never happened in the NFL.
No, the Warriors.
No, it's never happened in the NFL. A three-peat. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Their three-peat was when they lost to the
Giants.
The Chiefs.
Giants, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then they lost to the Eagles this year.
I'm gonna verify this, but yeah, with the most recent three-peat.
The Eagles are the saviors.
Hell yeah. Who would have ever said that? Though actually Philadelphia's pretty lit. I'm fine with them being like they're like the Deadpool of the NFL, like the anti-hero.
Do you think Jason Kelsey's mad that he retired 1 year too early? 1 year too early?
Nah, I don't think so. They get the shit kicked out of him so much. Like he's just vibing on his podcast, dude.
I'm pretty sure he was technically like a coach or something. So I'm willing to bet he got a ring or he'll get a ring.
Oh, he guaranteed got a ring. Yeah, he is like the epitome of Philadelphia.
Now the question is, will he lose it like he did the other one?
Did he lose his other ring?
Yes,
that is so funny.
Did you watch his documentary?
No, I haven't watched anything.
It starts with him looking for his ring because he doesn't know where he put it. Travis gives him shit every time. Like, how do you lose that thing?
That is crazy though to lose a Super Bowl ring.
I don't
like
know.
that.
It's in my basement. I just saw it and I put it in my basement. I don't know where it went. He's like, how?
How is that not locked up in like a trophy case?
That's what he said. He's like, Jason, how do you do this? I'm convinced, Jason, if you weren't a football fan and Jason was your neighbor, you probably wouldn't even realize what the hell, like he was a football player with how he acts.
Who the hell is this guy?
Why? He's just a dad.
Why is he shotgunning beers in the backyard? This is crazy.
Because he's a free American, that's why.
He is.
Shotgunning beer shirt. Like, can you imagine if you're just a random neighbor, like, oh, hey, let's watch the Bills and the Chiefs, and you see your neighbor shirtless on the TV, just like, what the... Wait.
Wait a minute.
That's that guy?
It's like, wait, is that why we're watching his cats right now? Is because he's playing in the Super Bowl? It's crazy.
What the hell? And I said, yes, I would have gone to the game.
Yeah. All right, well, hopefully we get a good basketball game tomorrow. I just don't want to blow out.
I feel it.
That's the biggest thing, so.
I feel it.
Yeah. I guess Desmond Bain to the Magic, does that move any needles or do we care?
That is the biggest overpay I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
I mean, yeah, the amount of assets for Desmond Bain, yes. However, Orlando is desperate for offense.
Three.
So one of those picks, hold on, one of those picks was likely to get off of KCP's contract.
Oh, that's true.
So it's probably two. Still though, that's a little. It is a bit of an overpay, but
Luka was one.
But also Anthony Davis. We always ignore Anthony Davis, but it was a bad trade.
In the NBA, it's draft pick.
It's draft pick.
Capital usually outweigh everything else.
You're right. Nothing can make that look good for Nico Harrison. You could.
That's my point.
Yeah, it's so bad. All right, well, Magic are favorites to win the East next year now, so good for them, I guess.
Sure, they'll win the crappy.
Yeah, and then they'll get smoked by whoever's in the West.
My last thing is by the way, is whoever wins tomorrow. That's what I loved about this finals is I'm like, cool. Either team is good with me winning the finals.
Right.
Like, be cool to see Caruso get another title. And you know the Thunder are not a team where I'm like, oh, I don't want them to win. So it's
right,
like,
yeah,
it's a team where it's like either way. It's like yeah, I'd rather see the Pacers, but like if the Thunder do it, like cool, good for them. Like.
Yeah, if we're being real, I'm in
No
a similar boat.
Celtics in the finals this year for me to be like, no, I don't want that team to win.
Yep. All right. I got nothing else. Ice Cats won the Stanley Cup, so good for them, I guess. And the Rockies still suck.
And next year they'll get a chance to be the most recent pro team to 3-peat.
True. That's true. They'll have to get
at least you're not getting videos of a guy just ripping the Angels minor league system because they have the worst record and run differential in every minor league division.
Is that actually true? That's hilarious.
It is. But the one thing and I've talked about this before, a lot of times with these baseball podcasters, they think they're trying to get one over on people, but the minor leagues are a lot are essentially 3 commander decks, where it's like you don't give a shit about 97% of your cards. It's like the 5 or 6 you need, and that's the problem. Is people and smarter fans know that it's like the bulk of your system doesn't matter. Where it's how good is your end, like how good are your top end guys, and the top end guys are in the majors. So
and even then, it's not about winning games anyway. It's
if you ask any fan where their minor league team, who their minor league
teams
are, the vast majority of them would be like, what? You might know, players, you don't know teams. So the Angels having a negative 122 run differential in the minor leagues means absolute dick all.
Right, yeah.
Like
the Angels matter. Is the Bees, is
Salt
the Trash Pandas?
Yep.
Salt Lake Bees.
And who's the third? Who's the single A team? Or is the single A Trash Pandas?
No, Trash Pandas are double A.
Double A. Who's the single A team? I'm forgetting now.
They're a high A team. Now Cal League's low A. I think high A is now Orem, I think.
I miss the days when it was the Quakes.
They're going to be the Quakes next year. They're going back to Rancho next year.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Bees, Trash Pandas. Also, the high A is the Tri-City Dust Devils. Then the 66ers are low A.
Are low A. Because I could, and then the Orem's like rookie ball or something. But like I said, like
no, not anymore. It's they don't have a.
Oh, that's rookie. Right. They got rid of it because they're like, wait, why do we have the league's like, why do we have this?
Their rookie levels are the ACL Angels for the Arizona Complex League and the DSL Angels for the Dominican Summer League.
Yeah, that's what it is. I was like, because they got rid of the rookie thing.
Wait, so rookie ball isn't a thing anymore?
The Orem Owls moved to Colorado.
Oh,
they're the something else Owls.
There's a team in Colorado?
There's a couple.
Well, I know there's at least one.
Yeah, they got rid of rookie balls. Interesting. They got rid of rookie ball.
They're the Northern Colorado Owls now.
Oh, they're probably in Fort. They're in Fort Collins, I bet. Yeah, Windsor. Okay.
Yeah, they got rid of rookie ball basically because A, it was a short season, and B, they were like, why do we have this?
Gotcha.
You know what sucked about you know what did suck about Orem, the Orem Owls getting like the owner taking them to Colorado was they were pretty well attended because Utah's just like sports. So we were showing up to whatever's there.
Right.
But the owner wanted to have a team in Colorado for whatever reason. I forget what it was, but anyways.
Yeah. So I've been dealing with that, and I just sort of laugh. I'm like, he's factually correct, but it's also kind of like saying, "Hey, the Rockies are the shittiest team in baseball."
They are.
Like, yeah, no, like it doesn't none of it matters.
To be fair, though, we have a 224 win percentage. We're only 7 games out of the White Sox for worst record in the league. So,
yeah, that's my favorite part.
Strides.
It's just they don't even have necessarily the worst record. They have the worst winning percentage, and I'm just like,
yeah,
okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that information when no one cares about the minor leagues.
Yeah, no one gives a shit of the minor leagues. It's all right. I got nothing else. You guys got anything else?
Nope.
Cool. All right. Thank you for watching. We'll be back maybe Thursday, maybe next Saturday. We don't know. We got to discuss schedules. What's up?
Say, if it's Thursday, regardless, we'll be live. Because if we play Magic, I might just stream Magic on my channel.
Hell yeah. Then yeah, maybe we just stream Magic on Spects' channel. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you for watching. See you guys next time. Peace.